Only on the Undercover Case Podcast Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of The A.M.P. I'm your host, Weeeeepa. Let's do it up. I got my co-pilot right here, the one and only Emcee Fuju. ¿Qué pasa?
What's going on?
Alrighty, man. We're going to set the world on fire, right?
You know it.
Weeeeepa. All right, brother. So, how you been? It's been a minute since we've done an A.M.P. episode. How my co-pilot been?
Yeah, I've been good. Just kind of refining the art, kind of working on my writing, working on my rapping, kind of making sure that what I put out into the world is kind of the best it can be. And yeah, that's kind of been what I've been up to.
You put out a few new things, haven't you?
Yeah. So when we talked, I was about to put out this mixtape that I put out and then realized was really bad, and then I deleted it because it was bad. But since then, I put out an actually like much more good, like kind of decent mixtape called Good on Paper. So that's up on SoundCloud now. If anyone wants to check it out, so you can find me by searching Emcee Fuju or just searching Fuju. I think I'm the only Fuju who has like the little orange circle next to his name. Like, some people have that. I think I'm the only one who has that. So
yeah, check that out.
And then nothing really comics related. I'm kind of working on comic stuff. I joined this great fucking service, this great resource called Comics Experience, which if anybody wants to make comics in any like form, like you should definitely check out Comics Experience because they give you a lot of good tips and they got some good courses.
All right, wait. Let's dig into that for a second because Comic Crusaders has shared information about them in the past. They are doing some pretty cool stuff. Give us a little example of what your little comics experience, if you will.
Okay, yeah. So they have courses, but I haven't actually like enrolled in any of the courses yet. But just the forum, which you can kind of get access to for. It kind of seems pricey, like so it's $30 a month to get access to their kind of like forum, but it's a forum of like you can get advice from people like Fred Van Lent, like real comic book creators that are doing it, in the comic book version of what we call big right now. So it's a good resource. The people who are involved in it, no matter where they are in their careers, they're really receptive. And so it's worth it, definitely. And then once I get into the courses, I can talk more about the courses. But even their workshop, which is the forum, it's kind of like really it's a good resource.
That sounds great, man. That's awesome. You get, I like Fred Valence's work, so if he's in there, that's kind of awesome. I like a lot of the stuff he does. That's awesome. Now, in the world of hip hop. Obviously, a lot of stuff going on, and I know there's one that that was recent that touched a lot of people, and that was the loss of a very talented individual named Nipsey Hussle, man. A person that wasn't just a hip hop star, but someone that was an activist and contributed to his community and wanted to get things better out there. So, dude, I know you felt very affected by this heavy loss. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. So, for me, I think Nipsey's death affected me. I think the way it affected most people, in the sense that I wasn't necessarily like a Nipsey fan beforehand, but I had seen like videos that had gone viral of him like just talking to reporters, talking to other people in California. So I knew he was like conscious and like really doing stuff in the community. But then it was like, once he died, I got the extent of what he was doing, trying to do. And, there's kind of like this thing I see online of like people kind of maybe shaming the people who weren't necessarily Nipsey fans, but really appreciated his work. And I mean, my opinion on that is like, it's not about that. Like, he was doing good work for the community, and I think that's his legacy more than whether he made good music or whether he made okay music. Um, yeah, I mean that's the main thing. When I think of his passing, that those were kind of like the first things that kind of I saw and kind of struck me.
Yeah, definitely, man. Cause I'm a hip hop fan, and I have grown in my listening. I grow with the music of hip hop. I don't stay stuck in a certain era like some old schoolers do.
Yeah,
uh, and this is definitely one of these new gen rappers whose music I enjoyed. I mean, he had great production. Again, I'm a beat junkie, and definitely had great production. Great lyricism. But above all, it's like what you said, that he was a philanthropist, if you will, a humanitarian. You know what I mean? He wanted to give back to the community, trying to do the right thing, man. And shame on those that did what they did, man. That's some foul shit when somebody's trying to do good in the world. And you know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
I just don't understand people's mindset at times. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
It seems like you can only do so much good in so many different ways before they, try to take you down.
That's I'm
Yeah.
scared. I think sometimes Al Mega needs to be a scumbag. That way I don't get shot around the corner.
Yeah.
Right? Little bit of
Yeah.
scumbag sauce somewhere. All right, bro. All right. Good. Keep the balance.
Definitely. Yeah. Um, I think another thing, kind of with the whole Nipsey situation is just like this element that it seems like Kodak Black, not even just with Nipsey, but
Oh,
just with
fuck
hip
nah.
hop in general, he always finds his way to kind of like fuck up a good thing.
Hell yeah.
And like for some reason it's always with dead rappers too. I was thinking about this too. Because the first time I ever heard of Kodak Black was like he like was in an interview or something for like his double XL feature. Like he was a featured freshman or something, and he was like, "Oh, I'm better than Tupac and Biggie," and now he's doing this shit with Nipsey. So it's kind of like,
He's a necrophile. He likes dead things.
yeah, yeah, like just he's a weird dude. Like that's a weird thing to do, just to be
Nah.
known for like and
But he disrespectful, and the shit he said about Nipsey's widow. That's some false
yeah.
shit. I mean, even if he claims he didn't mean it the way he did, come on, dude. The way he came out, so
Yeah,
not now, bro. Stop it.
definitely the timing. Like it's disrespectful on one level to Nipsey, and then it's disrespectful on another level, just like assuming you can get with this woman who has shown no interest in you in the past. Like women, should have autonomy over who they are interested in or
Of
aren't.
course.
So,
But I don't think she would like to actually go with someone that looks like Lisa Simpson with this new dude he got.
yeah. No, you sent me the link right before we started, and I was saying
Yeah.
like I was picturing it in my head before I actually saw the picture, and I was like, oh yeah, he would look like Lisa Simpson or maybe more like Cynthia from Rugrats. But nah, I'm seeing this picture right now you sent me. It's definitely more on the Lisa Simpson side. Def-
Isn't it? Isn't it hysterical?
yeah.
Oh my God! All right, brother. What do you, man?
It's like some
What?
N64 graphics haircut,
Oh
you know.
shit!
Yeah. It's like, man. Um,
Horrible, horrible.
yeah. I think it was great though. Kind of going back to a more positive note with Nipsey, where like the LA local ABC actually broadcast um his service,
Oh
and
yeah.
then they made it available on Facebook Live. So
Hmm.
like people all over the country could kind of see it. And
Yeah, yeah.
I tuned
Crazy.
in a little bit, but like one thing that kind of pissed me off was whoever they had working the camera wasn't doing a very good job. And it was like when I joined the live, it was like so there was like 17 million viewers. But then it
Jeez.
was like, not maybe not million. I think it was like actually 17,000. So 17,000 viewers. But then it was like the camera dude kept fucking up, so then it kept got down to like 12,000. And it
Huh.
was kind of disappointing because like what should be like a monumental moment, and what I'm sure they would have put a lot more effort into for like if a president died or something like that, was
Yeah.
kind of like ruined by just like shitty camera work. So that was one thing about I'm glad I got to see what I saw and kind of get to experience it live to some extent, the same way the people who were there got to experience it. But
Hmm.
man, like they should have gotten a better cameraman for that.
Yeah. Maybe this is just a way to kind of jig at the community. You know what I mean?
I'm
Who
thinking
knows?
to some extent that's what it is.
Of course, not give us the due attention, for such an event like that. Just a little something.
Because they never do.
Of course, but
Yeah.
it's all right. We're taking over anyway, folks. Stop it.
Yep.
Yeah, Weeeepa. All right, so yeah, like and let's get into something else, dude. Because um, I wasn't listening to this song until you mentioned it, and so then I tune in. Then I, obviously the all that Billboard stuff is actually when that had me tune in, and then now this new remix was, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm getting into it. All right, what's your word on this Little Nas cat right here?
So I think Lil Nas is a good example of how to do fun rap right, because it's like there's this kind of like idea that I don't think has ever been the case, because I think from the very beginning rap has been fun, but there's this idea with old heads that rap has to be political, it has to be lyrical, it has to say something every time. That's not really the case.
Absolutely not.
But I think what a lot of newer like fun rappers do is they make fun rap, but then they also trash the old school. But Lil Nas doesn't seem to be doing that. Like he's not even like I know he raps, but this song isn't really rap. Like it's hip hop country. But
yeah, but there's no hip hop country, right? Apparently there is no such field, and so they pulled the song from the top country when he hit it. So now he comes through with this new remix, if you will, right? And he's introduced. Who is it? What's his name? Billy Ray.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old
adding
town
a little bit of Billy Ray there. You think this now classifies as country?
I got the horses in the back, horse stock is attached. Head is matted black, got the bushes black to match.
I mean, if I'm being honest, man, I feel like it was country before. I think Billy Ray helped legitimize it in the eyes of like the country community. But if you look at country now, man, like country is influenced a lot by rock, by pop, by hip hop, just all artists. Country is not what country was. And so I think a song like this is kind of like a precursor to what might be coming in country, where it's like they might incorporate more trap beats. They might kind of like do even more hip hop song than they already are. But yeah, man, like I don't know. I feel like genres have been blending for like 20 years now. So I don't really think Lil Nas needed Billy Ray to make it country, but I think he needed it to legitimize it in the eyes of the country people.
See, I agree with that, because I heard it as country hip hop, and I felt the type of way when they took it off the country, billboards. I'm like, why? I mean, this is country. Listen to his whole swagger, even the beat, everything. For me, that had a country feel to it. So that was just hate. And again, it's a shame that, yes, he had to incorporate Billy. Billy did an awesome job, but it was a shame that in order, like you said, to legitimize it in front of the fans, country fans, to go that route. I think that's fucked up on part of Billboard.
Yeah, and then there's like there is one like this song and like the whole story behind this song. I'm in full support of that, but there's kind of like I've seen some kind of rumblings of like stuff that Lil Nas has been posting on Twitter, and I guess he's like, as the follow up, he's working on like a rock song with a rock artist, and so part of me is like wondering, is he gonna milk this a little too far and come up with this album that's kind of like all over the place? I hope he doesn't do that, because I not only do I like this song and I like his musical ability, but I also like I saw a Genius interview with him and I like him as a person. So
yeah,
I hope no matter what this album ends up being, he kind of ends up going somewhere with this stuff.
I hope so, and deter some of the haters, because Dave East is out there talking. He's talking that Little Nas X Old Town Road is cheeks. He just throwing dirt out there, and maybe because look, these are his words. This fucking Old Town Road shit is effing fucking whack. All right, and he goes, well, it's enjoyed a bit of acclaim. It isn't rap to him. That's what he's trying to say. But again, it's like you say, hip hop was birthed out of fun, not politics.
Yeah, and I also think
like that.
I also think like it's definitely not rap, but I think it is hip hop on a lot of levels. And I think the other way that like I just feel like in this situation, Davey shouldn't be talking is that Nas isn't coming for anybody. He's not trying to hurt anybody. He's not disrespecting anybody. He's doing his own thing in his own way. Yeah. Kind of spreading a positive message in a lot of ways. Because if you watch his Genius interview, he kind of breaks down what the lyrics meant to him, and it was a lot of stuff he was going through personally with like living with his sister and kind of not knowing what his next move was. And so it's a lot of personal stuff that he kind of uses the horse stuff and the country stuff as like metaphor to talk about. And so it's a lot more layers to it and a lot of more heart into it than it may seem. And so that's kind of what I was saying earlier, where not all hip hop has to be outwardly political or outwardly, lyrical or this and that.
I agree. Not at all, man. Some music just needs to be fun. I mean, if you want to get into a political message, sure, you could have it. Isn't there a song out right now that's kind of making waves by this artist called what's his name, Little Dicky, with Earth? Have you heard it?
Yeah.
You hear this? It's a positive vibe.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm a baboon.
So you want to talk about fun music? Look, Little Dicky trying to sign positive and vibe. I mean, you think this is the wave right now in music? So you just try to bring a little bit more positivity?
Yeah, I think it has been for a while. And I think, there's this idea that I've seen kind of put out by fans and also like old school, like old heads like Lord Jamar, where it's like, there's no real gatekeepers anymore in hip hop. So it's like, yes, you have positive rap, but a lot of times you'll have your Kodaks and you'll also have your Lil Nas's and your Lil Dickies. And I don't really care for Lil Dicky, but your Lil Nas's and your Kodaks. And but it's kind of like, they might all come out with like fun shit, but they're not all maybe having the same motivations behind it. So I agree with you, but I also think like it's not always how it seems.
Yeah. And you do understand where Little Dicky's name comes from, right?
Yeah. No, I saw an interview he did with Breakfast Club, and he kind of like yeah. I don't know. Man, Little Dicky's a weirdo.
Yeah. What is everybody calling with this? It's Lil Nas, Lil Dicky. What about Lil Pump?
Oh yeah.
What do you think about his album? Have you heard any of his latest tracks? And what do you think overall about his artistry, if you will?
So I haven't heard much at all from Lil Pump, but as far as I think he's one of those dudes, like people try to talk about his artistry and try to say he's doing something in his own way, but I don't really see it as much with him. Like maybe it's just I don't know enough about what he's doing to really have it click in my head, but when I listen to Lil Pump, I just feel like I'm listening to like
Spent 2K last week on the white tee.
See, you got the. Listen, I'm gonna do this to the beat on this. It's a braggadocious hip hop track, like old school style, but it's a fun. I think it's a fun, stupid track.
Yeah.
Or the stupid dance move that you go along with at the clubs. You know what I
mean? Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, man. So it's just fun hip hop. I mean, it's sometimes ridiculous and sometimes promoting. Oh, I didn't finish high school. This, that. I mean, come on, bro. Push the kids to finish school, even if you didn't.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
At least.
I think like, well, I think the good thing about hip hop now is you do have a lot of artists who even finish college or they might have a master's or a doctorate.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite rappers, still in the underground right now, but rising up, is this girl called Samus, and she's about to finish her PhD. So you know, you don't always have rappers who didn't finish high school, but I agree with you that if they didn't finish, they should still push kids to be the best person they could be, and sometimes that does mean getting an education.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, you need the brains, man. Street smarts is one thing, but get them book smarts, you're a dangerous person then. Knowledge is power, folks. On some real business right there.
Definitely.
And let's talk about some business here. I mean, Donald Glover, he's all over the place, aka Childish Gambino.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he just did that little 1 hour awesome little flick in El Caribe, Guava Island. Did you peep that film?
I did, yeah.
What initial thoughts, bro?
So something dope about Donald Glover is like when he first started doing all he was doing with the music and the comedy and everything, like I didn't really see how it was going to tie together, but I feel like with Atlanta just wrapping, you know, midway through last year, and then him dropping those 2 music videos, and now this movie, it's like he's kind of in a place now where he's balancing the music with the film and the TV and everything. Like he's balancing it a lot better because obviously, if you've seen Guava Island, this might be kind of a spoiler, so if you don't want to know it, you know, kind of like skip over this part. But he has "This Is America" as one of the songs in the movie. It's kind of like a musical in a lot of ways. Like It's like and somebody kind of pointed out to me that if you watch Guava Island and then you go back and watch the "This Is America" music video, like there's a lot of like tie-ins, and so it seems like Glover's kind of playing the long game where he's like coming out with this video last year and then this movie to kind of follow it up. So yeah, I mean, I respect his just the depth that he goes into his art and like the effort he puts into it.
Oh, definitely, man. I enjoyed the movie, like you said, for the musicality. I'm not initially into any type of musicals, but it was had a message. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
a deep message at that about the power of music, especially, and greed.
Mm-hmm.
It was hot. It was hot. And again, and I think there was a couple of tracks there that definitely going to start popping once again. And that particular scene that you mentioned with the Made in America, wow, it definitely power. That was definitely, like you said, the most more showcasing musical scene, I would say, in the film. But it was definitely it meant something. The individual's reaction, who was actually the one viewing it, his reactions alone were like funny to me, just to see him react the way he did. Like, is this real? Is this really going on? And each step that he took towards the phone.
Yeah.
Watch the movie.
Yeah. That was cool. How like he kind of played the person he is, which is like the weirdo. Like he even had a comedy special when he was first coming out called Weirdo, where it was like he just played the oddball on the island, and just the fact that he was kind of like this I don't even know what to call it, like this chaotic neutral kind of character. He kind of disrupted the balance, and that's what drives the movie. So I think it's a brilliant movie, honestly.
Yeah, and too bad it was only an hour. I could definitely see Donald definitely hitting a lot more right now. Killing the scene, just like Peele's doing right now too. Jordan Peele is killing it. I don't know if you're watching Twilight Zone.
No, I'm not at all.
Oh God! Shame on you. I'm shaming you right now.
Where can I watch it? What's it on again?
It's on CBS Access, but I might be able to help you there. All right.
Okay. Can I get it? Can I get it on like Xfinity on demand, or is it exclusive to CBS All Access?
I think it's exclusive to CBS All Access because it does have language.
Okay.
It drops its F-bombs here and there, which is not something I'm used to. in the Twilight Zone. But if you're a fan of the OG, he respects the intro so much. He basically digitized the OG intro. Okay. And he really takes, an approach similar to what Rod did back in the day, little intro of the program. Then he comes in with his, little talk, pre-show, and then right into the program itself. So a fantastic throwback for fans. So I shout out Jordan Peele for that, loving it. And too bad you're missing it. I won't shame you anymore on that. I'll make sure that you have access. And the next time you're on, you're going to tell me you loved it. If not, you have to shame me for not passing it on.
Yeah, I definitely got to check it out.
Yeah, bro. So what other, are there any other albums that pop off the top of your dome right now that we should be listening to?
I wouldn't say this is necessarily hip hop, but I would say it's kind of in the same like culture, the same vein. But I've been listening here and there to the not really new at this point, but kind of new Solange album.
Oh man, Wifey had put me on to that album, and she pointed out, while the album is okay, there was just two particular tracks that were hot, I believe. Okay. And one that's radio play for her, and no lie, when she said radio play, not a month later, that was the next single out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've really I've kind of had it on in the background while I'm doing other stuff, but so nothing's really jumped out at me more than others, but I kind of I don't know. I feel like as much as Beyonce is the legend and will always be the legend, and as much as, I feel like people like Solange, people like SZA, they're kind of evolving R&B in a lot of the same ways that these newer rappers are evolving hip hop. And so it's just nice to kind of put something on, and it's something that's familiar, but at the same time, you're kind of experiencing something like a growth.
Yeah, I get it. But you got to give credit to Bae, because talk about growth, man. Her pocket first keeps growing, because shit, she flipped that deal on Netflix with that special 60 mil. What?
Wait, I don't think I've heard about this. What was going on with that?
Yo, Beyonce, flips and makes good ass money. That's 60 million off that deal from Netflix, and then she drops that special during Coachella and a new album.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking
about. But the new album is not a new album. It's really a replay of last year's show.
Yeah. I honestly gotta check out that Beyonce special, because I just saw a lot of people on my timeline talking about it, and it's like I kind of got this feeling like I know this is important, and I know I'm fucking up for missing out on it. So definitely is it still on Netflix now? Like I can just go on there and check it out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you absolutely can. If not, it should be probably all over YouTube, or probably their own title if you got that. They're definitely killing it. So, enough credit there too. You got to give that up. I mean, that's insane. And before you mentioned old school, I want to make you laugh here. Can you tell me if this is something you even have the slightest interest in? I want your honest reaction here. Ice-T says that a new Body Count album is in progress.
See, I think with Ice-T and I think his artistry and what hip hop means to him as a whole, it's he has a market for that. But I think younger people, even if that might have been what we were into at the time, and I definitely checked out my fair share of Ice-T at the time, kind of, back when I was in middle school, kind of first getting into hip hop. I think a lot of younger people aren't really interested in a new Ice-T album. But that isn't to say that I think if anything Ice-T drops is going to be fire, and I think that he definitely should drop it and appeal to his older his audience, yeah. Because that's what I hate about the fucking old head, new head kind of wars. Why can't you have both? Why does hip hop have to be exactly what you like? But if you ask
I
oh no, go
argue
ahead.
with people, dude. I argue with people all the time about this. Because again, while I enjoy the old school, I'm able to say I enjoy this from this new artist, and they look at me, oh, but that's trash. I'm like, to you,
Yeah,
you
to
know what I
you.
mean?
There's a there's a there's a moment from like this reality show that's like I use it as a gif all the time. It's like this girl in this argument. She's like, to you, you know, to you.
Yeah, yo,
Yeah,
absolutely though. You know what I mean? You have your opinion, that's fine. Trust to you. I enjoy it, and you know what? A couple of million other people do too. I
yeah.
just hate haters. Stop it. I hate haters.
Because there's another couple million people who not only like the old school, but they like the newer artists who kind of represent the old school. Like I even me personally, I love listening to a little bit of Afro from time to time.
Yeah.
You know?
You know who gives a lot of has that old school flow? J. Cole.
Yep.
I enjoy that music. And I think both old school and new school could vibe to J. Cole.
Definitely, yeah. I think it definitely with this shift he's made since the KOD album, because like his feature on the 21 Savage,
Oh,
you
that's
know, it
another
was
guy.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But his feature on that 21 Savage song was like it was like a blend, you know, it was like lyrical, but it was like new school at the same time.
How do you feel about that whole 21 Savage situation when it happened, when they're trying to get his ass deported and shit?
So the memes are funny, and you always like it's always good to laugh at struggle because it kind of makes it easier to digest. But in real life, it's not very funny. And I think there was an article that came out that I saw that he might have like worked something out, and so he's not getting deported anymore. I'm not sure if that's what's
Well, from the last I see, back on the 11th of April, he was scheduled to appear in court regarding, his arrest by ICE, if you will.
yeah.
However, there was a delay in the case, so it got pushed back. So it's not going to happen for some time now.
Oh, okay.
So there's no confirmed rescheduled date for the hearing right now, as far as we know. I don't see no further updates on that. So right now he good, so keep rocking out, brother, while you out.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think like I don't think he said this, but a lot of people are saying like what kind of caused ICE to go after him was when he started to get more political and conscious and kind of like say shit that maybe the government doesn't really want rappers to be saying.
Yeah, like that last track, because that last track is deep, dude. You know what I mean? And yeah, definitely, it might hit people the wrong way.
Yeah, because I mean, ICE and the like immigration, they obviously knew about him before this. Like they had to have. He's been in this country like pretty much his whole life, and so it just seemed like very convenient timing.
Damn, dude. Yeah, it's true. Check this out. He's lived in that. See, at this point, apparently, he could obtain permanent residency for the single reason that he's lived in Atlanta for over 10 years and has 2 sons and a daughter. All 3 are U.S. citizens.
Yeah, he should definitely look into that because I feel like this is another thing with like newer artists and stuff. Like people want to talk trash about them, but it's like a lot of them just haven't grown yet. And now he's at a point with 21 Savage is at a point where he's like growing in his music and just in his self as a person. And I feel like it would be kind of tragic to have him leave at what could be a very like transformative period in his career. So I definitely think like he should look at all his options and he should, try his best to stay because I think he has a lot of potential to become like a real artist.
And let's talk about, as our last topic then, the upcoming Billboard Awards, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Cardi B leads all nominees with 21 nominations across 18 categories. She's missing the record for most nominations set by Drake and the Chainsmokers, who had 22 back in 2017. But she's going to compete against herself in 3 categories, which is top 100, top selling, and top collabo. What do you think about all this right here?
I think with Cardi, it's like she made her fame kind of like, so she's talented now, and I like her music now, but she made her fame outside of actually making music. Like, she was on Love and Hip Hop, but she wasn't making hip hop. Yeah. And her first few projects, her first few songs and everything, they weren't really like a professional level, but they were being released on a professional level.
Yeah.
So what kind of bothers me about her is like, she's just now getting to a point where she's like deserving of this praise to me. And now she's got all these awards. It's disrespectful on a lot of levels to the rappers, female or otherwise, who kind of have put in the work and still aren't on her level.
Oh my God. If you have to see this list, my man. If you see this Billboard list, it's just the same people over and over. Cardi, Drake, Ariana, Post, Travis.
Yeah, Post is another one where it's like, he has a couple good songs, but there's nothing like I think unique about him. Like Drake, Travis, like they kind of have their own vibe, and I really enjoy what they do. I think Astroworld was one of the best albums from last year, but
yeah, no one listened to me because they chose Cardi B having the best hip hop album. When you had Pusha's album on that set list, it's like, are you crazy? No way in hell Cardi's album is better than motherfucking Pusha's. I'm sorry.
There's got to be some agenda behind it. There's got to be, like, for some reason, like, the people who make these decisions want to elevate Cardi. I don't know why.
Whatever reason, let it be. Right? Let's not get shot, bro. You start talking shit, we got a call from the Illuminati later.
Oh yeah. No.
Do you believe there's even a category of a top social artist? You believe that? I hadn't seen that before, and I just realized they're doing that.
Like
like social media, I guess, popularity. Yeah. Top social artist.
Who's nominated this year?
BTS, EXO, GOT7, Ariana Grande, and Louise Tomlinson. Louis Tomlinson, I'm sorry.
I don't think I really know much about any of those people. Like, even Ariana Grande. Like, I know who Ariana Grande is, but I don't think I know those people. That's another category to me where it's like, I feel like there's a lot of artists who are largely like on social media and don't get like traditional media attention.
Yeah. But
they still chose these people. I don't know.
It's weird, I mean, I'm heavy into EDM too, and I see that, they only had the one category for EDM. Top dance electronic, done. That's it.
So this is Billboard. This isn't just the hip hop awards.
No, this is Billboard. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But if you look at the top stuff, I mean, all you see is, the regular poppy artists, if you will.
Pop, hip hop, pop. Like, yeah. Yeah, man.
I mean, wow. I mean, there's been plenty of fantastic artists, and you don't see them named at all. My God. All right, whatever. This is just total industry type shit right here. Let me tell you.
Yep.
Oh my God. No, seriously, this list is insane.
It's like even when something's on the internet, it's not on the internet. Like, they got their own internet.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's gotta be. Because these categories are insane. There's so much more talent out there, and to see basically the same name consistently, something's up, man. This ain't right.
Yeah.
This ain't right at all. What's your ideal award show for music?
Like nominations?
Yeah, well, not nominations, but if you were to do, let's say, an award show, man, what would be your ideal type of award show? Like, what to you is the right way to do a show? I mean, are you listening to the fans? Are you going to the charts? Are you using social media? Are you going to use just, that dark web where they're voting for these people?
I definitely try to stay away from the dark web any chance I get. You know, there's a lot of weird shit going on there. But I would say like regardless of genre, regardless of, you know, things like is it a female artist, is it not, you know, stuff like that. Like I would want everybody nominated to actually like have some heart behind their art and like actually like be making music to fill some kind of void in themselves first, and then like the money they get is kind of like secondary. But Cardi was like on Instagram Live or something a couple weeks ago where she was like, you know, I don't care about being lyrical, which is like fine. But she also said like, I'm just trying to get this money. And it's like, right. You know, like that's not, I was with you until you said that. So I don't know, like if I really was in charge of an award show, I would make sure that everybody nominated actually cared about the music and it was art to them and it was personal.
And that they were passionate about their craft.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's important to me.
No, I hear you. That's important because you could tell that, you know, which artists are like that and which aren't through the content of their music and in their character. You could definitely tell that. And, you know, again, I'm not a fan of too many of the new stuff, but, you know, I can enjoy a lot of the stuff, but I'm able to separate person from artistry. So, you know, let's talk to music, but, you know, if you want to ask me opinions about people, that'll be different.
Yeah.
You know, but I could appreciate artistry. Yeah. So I get you there, but, you know, some people just don't have artistry. And again, I don't know how they're doing it. I need that book.
Yeah, it's like it's like they just know people. I feel like that's got to be it. They know people, you know. Like some of them just like not necessarily in music, but I see this like just on social media in general is like they'll be advertisers for a certain product where it's like they make all their money like posting videos like, oh, try this cream. It's like it's way smoother than other creams. Like, so there's different ways that people who make a lot of money make a lot of money.
Yeah, man. It's just a matter of figuring it out and getting that niche market. I mean, not hating. That's awesome. I just need that book, please. Send them.
Yeah.
Right? Let's do this, kiddo. Shit. Then we got to make Emcee Fuju's album the next top album that's not going to be on billboards, but on something even bigger. All right? That's what I'm looking for.
So definitely something more significant. You know, might not get the billboard numbers, but if it's like if it's a platform that's important to me, then it's a platform that's important to me.
Absolutely, that's what matters. Yeah. And when are we gonna? So, do you have a full album? Is it done?
Nah, so no album yet. There's a mixtape coming out now. I still got to record it, so I didn't want to say coming out, but I'm recording actually on Sunday this shorter like 8-10 track mixtape. And as far as albums go, I haven't really had anything planned. I'm honestly like putting a lot more effort into the comics because that's kind of like where like the big part of my heart lays. But at the same time, it's like I can't not rap and be happy. So it's kind of like I'm finding that balance. But you know, recording that mixtape Sunday, and just doing music kind of when I can. But no plans for an album right now.
All right. So I'm gonna be looking forward to the mixtape for sure. We're gonna be pumping that all over the place, definitely. And definitely get insight into your creative process for that particular album. Something I want to dig into with you.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, we got to get into the mind of a rapper. There we go. That's the title of that particular, the mind of a rapper.
I don't think I don't think I'm the most conventional rapper. So I think like anything I'm gonna be able to tell you might not be best applied to like rap as a whole, but I'll do what I can.
Listen, brother, you're in the culture, you're a rapper. Olvídate. You got the skill, all right? We're gonna talk the music and the passion and the spirit behind it all.
Definitely.
And so with that, folks, I hope you had an entertaining little listen here because we touched upon several topics. We're definitely going to bring you a lot more programming topics coming soon as he goes through his album. Maybe even do the journey of the process through the AMP. That'll be pretty cool. All right. So with that, I'm Omega with the co-pilot, the one only Emcee Fuju. And where can we find you again, Fuju? Let them know.
So it's at Emcee Fuju anywhere you go. Instagram, Twitter. I'm pretty sure. Actually, not. So on SoundCloud, it's just Fuju, but anywhere else is Emcee Fuju. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
And there we go. So you know me, the real Omega, Comic Crusaders on the cover Caves, Geeky Magazine, and Splinter Press. Jesus Christ, said that all in one breath. There we go. I'm out. Later.
This has been a UCPN production. Thank you for listening. Make sure to visit the Undercover Caves website to listen to the rest of our podcast and video family. And visit Comic Crusaders for the latest and greatest in the world of comics.